Good morning. We were doing Ishwaran the storyteller, and we started the lesson also. It is written by R.K. Lakshman, a South Indian writer. And children, in this, I will be like to sharing you the important points of the story before starting the explanation of the lesson. So here we are having two persons. One is Mahinder, and the other is Ishwaran. So Mahinder was a junior supervisor in a firm. The firm offered on hire supervisor at constructions like construction site, like going to the bridge watching, going to the factories, going to the dams, railway station, chemical industries, etc. Mahinder's job was to keep an eye on the activities at the work site and to give report. So he had to go from one place to another. He had to run. He cannot sit peacefully at one place. And moreover, he was a bachelor. He did not have enough need in his house. He could adjust himself to all conditions. So he was working as a junior supervisor in a firm. Now Ishwaran, he was Mahinder Cook, and he was an amazing person. And we all know, children, that Mahinder had a cook named Ishwaran. Ishwaran had an amazing capacity to produce vegetables and cooking things from nowhere. He could conjure up the most delicious dishes made with fresh vegetables within an hour or so. Mahinder would go to work early in the morning with some food. Ishwaran job. Now children, after Mahinder's departure, Ishwaran would make up the bed. He would do almost all the job from his house, like he would wash clothes, he would clean the utensil, he will clean the floor, and afterward he will take bath, praying, and he has to read a Tamil thriller to doze off after, before sleeping, to doze off after lunch. He used to read Tamil thriller. He had a strange method of narrating something, especially the stories. His story really had the effect of thriller. Ishwaran method of narrating story. Ishwaran had a strange way of narrating even the smallest incident. He would work up in suspense. He would add a surprising end. This was because he was very imaginative. Mahinder would listen to him uncritically. Ishwar narrates the story of a tusker. So one day Ishwaran narrates the story of a tusker. Ishwaran told a story of a tusker. What is the meaning of tusker? Tusker means elephant. One day a tusker escaped from the timber yard. It roamed here and there. It tore up creepers and broke branches. Ishwaran would get so affected with the story that he would jump about here and there. The tusker created panic among the people. The tusker reached a town. It smashed all the stalls of fruits. People ran here and there. The students had hid themselves in the classroom. The streets were empty. Ishwaran was then a junior student. He did not know what happened to him. He got a cane and followed the elephant. How Ishwaran concludes the story. The elephant grunted and stamped its feet. The people were hypnotized. Then Ishwaran struck the elephant's toenail. It shivered from head to foot and fell down. A veterinary doctor was called. After 2 days, the tusker was taken by the Mahavar. Ishwaran was asked how he did it. He told that he did so with a Japanese art, karate or jiu-jitsu. Ishwaran, other story of a ghost. One day Ishwaran told Mahinder something about the place. The factory area was once a burial ground. He himself once come across a human skull lying on the path. He also saw a ghost at night. He was not frightened as he was brave, but there appeared a horrible ghost of a woman. It had matted hair and dried up face. It was ugly. He held a fetus in its arms. Mahinder reaction. Hearing Ishwaran, Mahinder shivered. He called Ishwaran crazy. He told him that there was no ghost. These were the product of the mind. He asked Ishwaran to get himself medically examined. Mahinder then retired for the night. Mahinder was affected. Finally, from that time, Mahinder had uneasy every night. Every night he peered into the darkness to see if there was any movement. He always liked to admire the sky on full moon night, but after Ishwaran's story, he avoided looking out of the window also. Mahinder sees a ghost. One night, Mahinder was awakened up from his sleep by a moon. It was near his window. He resisted to look as he was feeling scared, but the wailing became louder and louder, and finally he looked out. He saw a dark, cloudy form. It was clutching a bundle. He perspired and panted. Later, he thought that it might have been some trick from his subconscious mind. But finally, he was sure. Actually, he was not sure, but finally, he concluded that it was really a ghost. And next morning, Mahinder decided to leave the place to go to. Next month, Mahinder was ready to go to office. The horror of the night had faded, but Ishwaran came to him. He told him about the ghost. He told Mahinder that he had also heard the moan the previous night. He saw him see the ghost himself. A chill went down Mahinder's body. He went to office the next morning. He handed in his paper, determining to leave the haunted place the very next day. So children, he had seen the ghost or not, still it is not clear in the story. But children, there are many times we hear that people are talking about unnatural things. So now I'm going to explain the story. Ishwaran, the storyteller. So this story was narrated to Ganesh by young man Mahinder. Mahinder was his name. He was a junior supervisor in a firm. You can underline this point. He was a junior supervisor in a firm which offered on hire supervisor at various type of construction sites. So children, that firm used to hire supervisor to observe the construction going on at various sites like factories, bridges, dams, and so on. So Mahinder's job was to keep an eye on the activities at the work site. He had to keep moving from place to place every now and then, as ordered by his head office, from a coal mining area to a railway bridge construction site. From there, after a few months, to a chemical plant which was coming up somewhere. Now, he was a bachelor. Mahinder was a bachelor. His needs were simple, and he was able to adjust himself to all kinds of odd conditions. Whether it was an ill-equipped circuit house or a makeshift canvas tent in the middle of a stone quarry. But one asset he had was his cook, Ishwaran. The cook was quite attached to Mahinder and followed him uncomplainingly. What is the meaning of uncomplainingly? That means children, he never used to complain anything. Whatever he used to tell, Ishwaran used to tell, he used to do it. Wherever he was posted, he cooked for Mahinder. Now children, what was the work he did? You can underline this also. He cooked for Mahinder. He washed his clothes. He chatted away with his master at night when he used to come from the office. He could weave out endless stories and anecdotes on varied subjects. So what is the meaning of anecdote? Anecdote also means stories. What is the meaning of anecdote? Anecdote means stories. So Ishwaran also had an amazing capacity to produce vegetables and cooking ingredients. So children, it was Ishwaran who had an amazing capacity to produce vegetable and cooking ingredients, seeming out of nowhere in the middle of a desolate landscape with no shop visible for miles around. So in the middle of a desolate landscape with no shop visible for miles around, he would miraculously conjure up the most delicious dishes made with fresh vegetables. Miraculously means wonder working. Miraculously. Wonder working. Anecdotes means stories. Conjure. What is the meaning of the word conjure? Conjurer. Do something with magic. So he used to prepare most delicious dishes, as if children, when even when the things were less and not there, used to manage from somewhere. Okay, though there was a desolate landscape with no shop visible for miles, but anyhow he used to bring from somewhere, and he used to miraculously, in a most wonderful, in a magical way, he used to prepare all the delicious dishes made with fresh vegetable within an hour of arriving at the zinc shade shelter at the new workplace. Now children, when his master used to arrive, he used to have nice delicacies. Mahendra would be up early in the morning and leave for work after breakfast. Now, children, the routine of Mahendra is described here. He used to go for work early in the morning and leave for work after breakfast. And children, immediately he used to have breakfast in the morning, and then he used to go for his work after breakfast, carrying some prepared food with him. He also used to carry some tiffin, some prepared cooked food with him. Meanwhile, Ishwaran would tidy up the shed, wash up clothes, and have a leisurely bath. Meanwhile, what would happen? What would he have been doing? He would be cleaning up the shed. He would have washed all the clothes and have a leisurely bath, pouring several buckets of water over his head, muttering a prayer all the while. It would be lunchtime by then. After eating, he would read for a while before dozing off. The book was usually some popular Tamil thriller running to hundreds of pages. Now, children, after completing his work, after taking a bath, after having a lunch, he would read Tamil thriller, and uh, he would be reading and reading hundreds of pages. His imaginative description and narrative flourishes would hold Ishwaran in thrill. So, children, narrative description and narrative flourishes, and children, it would hold Ishwaran in thrall. Thrall is slavery. So, children, he would become the slaves of those things. Now, his own descriptions were greatly influenced by the Tamil author that he read. Now, children, he never used to miss any thriller story from the Tamil writer, and he became the slave of his story. And children, he was greatly influenced. His mind was greatly influenced by those stories. When he was narrating even the smallest of incident, he would try to work in suspense and a surprise ending into the account. For example, instead of saying that he had come across an uprooted tree on the highway, he would say, with eyebrows suitably arched and hands held out in a dramatic gesture, the road was deserted and I was all alone. Suddenly I spotted something that looked like an enormous bushy beast lying sprawled across the road. I was half inclined to turn and go back, but as I came closer, I saw that it was fallen tree. So, children, the way he used to tell the thing, he used to tell in a very exaggerated manner. That means in a very great manner. Like suppose if a tree used to be lying there on a empty road, so what? How he would tell? He would tell the road was deserted. That means nobody was there on the road, and I was all alone, and he was all alone the road. Suddenly I spotted something that looked like an enormous bushy beast lying sprawled across the road. I was half inclined to turn and go back, but as I came closer, I saw that it was fallen tree, and he thought at first it was a beast. But when he came closer, he saw that it was not a beast, but it was a fallen tree with its dry branches spread out. Mahendra would stretch himself back in his canvas chair and listen to Ishwaran's tale uncritically. Now, Mahendra, what he would do in the meanwhile, He would listen to all his tales in a very nice manner without giving or passing any comments to him. Now, page number 14. The place I come from is famous for timber. So Ishwaran, he would one day he was telling him that the place from where he comes is very famous for timber. Timber is a kind of wood, student. So the place from where he would come, it was very famous for its timber. What is the meaning of timber? Timber is a type of wood. Ishwaran would begin. There is a richly wooded forest all around, and there was a nice wooded forest all around with their nice trees with full of woods there. The logs are hauled onto the lorries by elephants. And children, the logs are hauled. Hauled means it was all children pulled. Hauled is carried or taken. Carried or taken. So children, it was carried or taken by the elephant. The timber, the logs of wood, it was carried all around with the help of the elephant. It was taken. The logs are hauled onto the lorries. So from the forest to the lorries, it was taken with the help of the elephant. They are huge, well-fed beast. Now he is telling beast means animal. So what is the meaning of beast? Beast means animal. Beast means animal. So they were huge. Huge means big. They were big animals. Okay. And when they turn wild, even the most experienced Mahabhat is not able to control them. And children, when these animals, when they turn wild, even the most experienced of the Mahabhat, even he could not control them. So when after this prologue, Ishwaran would launch into an elaborate anecdote involving an elephant. So after this prologue, prologue is introductory. So after this prologue, children, after this introductory lines, Ishwaran would launch into an elaborate anecdotes involving an elephant. One day a tusker escaped from the timber yard and began to roam about. Now children, he is telling the wonderful story of an elephant. And children, you see how nicely he has described it. So children, he has got a very strange way. He was a very good, in a very nice manner. He used to describe the stories. So one day a tusker escaped from the timber yard and began to roam about. So one day a tusker, he escaped from the timber yard, that means from the forest, and he began to roam about. And children, he began to roam about. Roam about means he started wandering here and there. So he started to roam here and there. Stamping on bushes. He started stamping on bushes. tearing up wild creepers and breaking branches at will. So children, he is stamping, that means he is started stamping. Stamping means putting down with force his food, and children, he started destroying the creepers. Okay, and all sort of nonsense he started doing. He became very wild. It people started feeling that as if he has become an mad. So you know, sir, how an elephant behave when it goes mad. So almost children, he became mad, and we all know how badly, how terribly, how in a most horrible way the elephant started behaving when it becomes mad. So Ishwaran would get so caught up in the excitement of his own story that he would get up from the floor and jump about, stamping his feet in an emulation of the mad elephant. Emulation is doing likewise. So what happened, children? Mm. He one day, children, he became mad and he started running, destroying the things. Okay, and children, while telling the story, he was so excited that he used to behave in a very strange way. He would get up from the floor, jump about, stamp his feet like an elephant. Okay, that means he used to forget. And children, stamping his feet in emulation. What is the meaning of emulation? Doing likewise. That means as if how the elephant used to children do about his feet, even he used to do like that. The elephant reached the outskirt of our town, breaking the fence down like matchstick. Now children, finally he reached to the outskirt of the town, and where the fence were there, fences were down, and but he broke the fences like as if somebody break the matchstick. He would continue. It came into the main road and smashed all the stalls selling fruit. Now children, then he came to the main market and he smashed all the stalls selling fruits, mud pots and fruits. So children, what he did, he smashed all the stalls selling fruits, mud pots and cloths. People ran helter-skelter in panic. So people ran helter-skelter means this way or that. So people ran helter and shelter in panic. They ran here and there because that mad elephant was there. Okay. It came into the main road. He smashed all the stalls selling fruits. So first of all, he started smashing all the stalls which were selling fruits, mud pots and clothes. He started children breaking the mud pot and the fruit sellers. They ran here and there. Okay. People ran here and there in panic. The elephant now entered a school ground where children were playing. So children, the worst thing has happened. That elephant, he had gone to the school ground. He had reached to the school, inside the school premises in the campus where children were playing, breaking through the brick wall. And children, what happened? They started breaking through the brick wall. So first thing he had done, he broke the brick wall which was surrounding the school premises. The beast grunted and wandered about. So he started grunted. Um, Grunted means making a sound. So children, what beast started doing? He started grunting. He started making sound and wandered about, pulling out the football goal post. And then he broke the football goal post, tearing down the volleyball net. Then he went towards the volleyball net. He started tearing that net also, volleyball net, kicking and flattening the drum kept for water. Drums were kept for, the drum was kept there for water. He started kicking and flattening the drum and uprooting the shrubs. He started uprooting the shrubs also. Meanwhile, all the teachers had climbed up to the terrace of the school building. From there, they helplessly watched the depredations of the elephant. Depredations means destructions, children. And write it. So, children, all the teachers, mostly all the students, they went upside the school. They helplessly watched children. They were helpless. Nobody was there to do anything. They were watching the depredations. Depredations means whatever the things were destroyed by the elephants. So they were watching the destructions caused by the done by the elephant. There was not a soul below on the ground. Nobody was on the ground. One was at the terrace of the school. From there, they were watching the depredation. That means whatever the destruction was caused by the elephant. The streets were empty, as if the inhabitants of the entire town had suddenly disappeared. And children, the street were also empty, as if the whole town, the inhabitants of the whole town had disappeared somewhere. I was standing in the junior class at that time and was watching the whole drama from the rooftop. Now, children, he was in a very junior class, maybe in a lower class, and he was watching the whole drama from the rooftop. I don't know what came over me suddenly. I grabbed a can from the hands of one of the teachers. Now, suddenly something came to his mind of Ishwaran, and he grabbed means he snatched a stick, a cane which one of the teacher was holding, and ran down the stair and into the open. And he suddenly ran down into the stair into the open. The elephant grunted and menacingly swung a branch of tree which is held in its trunk. So menacingly is threatening. So what that elephant had done? He had menacingly children, what he had done? He had menacingly, he had children, he grabbed that boy, and when Ishwaran was small, and he grabbed a cane from his teacher hand, and children, he ran down the stair and into the open ground where that elephant was there. The elephant grunted and menacingly means threateningly swung a branch of tree which it held in the trunk. It stamped its feet, kicking up a lot of mud and dust, and then children, finally it started stamping its feet, and just because of that lot of dust and mud started, children, it could be seen when he started stamping his feet. It looked frightened, but I moved slowly towards it. Now, children, for the first time, he felt that elephant was looking frightened. He moved slowly towards it, a stick in hand. Now, Ishwaran, he went slowly towards it with a stick in his hand. People were watching the scene, hypnotized from nearby housetop. And children, all the people were watching the scene as if children, they were hypnotized, and this they were watching from the top of their houses. Okay, hypnotized, as if some magic spell has kept them bound. The elephant looked at me red-eyed. Now, children, elephant was very angry. He started looking at him red-eye, ready to rush toward me. And he wanted to rush towards the rider. It lifted its trunk and trumpeted loudly. It lifted the trunk and it trumpeted loudly. At that moment, I moved forward and mustering all my force. Mustering is gathering. Mustering is gathering. mustering all my force, waked its third toenail. Waked is struck heavily. So children, what is the meaning of waked? Waked means struck heavily on its toenail very quickly. The beast looked stunned for a moment, then it shivered from head to foot and collapsed. And then children, finally beast looked very stunned. Okay, stunned means very amazed for a moment, and it shivered from head to foot and then collapsed. And then he collapsed. Okay, what is the meaning of collapsed? Fell down. So children, with this the time is over, and my video, I conclude my video, and then tomorrow we will be doing the other part of the lesson. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.